I discovered my husband's secret family. Оптимизирован под голос Ария разговорный стиль, примерно 10 минут. I found a crayon drawing in my husband's jacket pocket. It was signed, "For Daddy, love Emma." I stood there in the hallway, and I told myself it was from one of his students. I mean, he was a teacher. It made sense, right? Kids give their teachers drawings all the time, but Emma wasn't a student. Emma was 6 years old, and she was my husband's daughter with another woman. A woman he had been secretly living with, on and off, for the past 8 years. 8 years. The same 8 years I thought we were building a life together. Okay, so let me take you back, because you need to understand who Daniel was, or who I thought he was. We met in college junior year. It was this rainy Tuesday, and we were both reaching for the last chocolate muffin at this little coffee shop near campus. He looked at me, smiled, and just let me have it. I thought that was the most romantic thing I'd ever seen. I was 20 years old. I didn't know yet that some people are generous in the small moments because they're hiding something massive underneath. We dated for 3 years. Then he proposed down on one knee at the beach where we'd taken our very first road trip together. I cried. My friends cried at the photo. My mom said she'd never seen me look so happy. We got married in June. I wore my grandmother's earrings. And Daniel, he wrote his own vows. He looked me in the eyes and said, "I will never be the reason for your tears." I mean, I think about that line a lot now. Looking back, the red flags were everywhere. I just didn't want to see them. He traveled for work constantly. He was a curriculum coordinator, always driving between schools, staying overnight in other cities. It seemed totally normal. It was convincing. I never once questioned it. His phone was always face down on the table. He said the brightness bothered him. He had a second email for school admin stuff that I never had access to. And honestly, I never asked. Every year, around late March, he'd get distant, quiet, a little cold. I thought it was work stress. End of year reviews, you know. Late March, I later found out, was Emma's birthday. And there was this one moment, maybe 4 years into our marriage, I found a woman's name in his contacts saved as Mike from District. I asked him about it. He laughed. Said it was a nickname. Long story, can I finish watching the game? I let it go. And look, I'm not telling you this to beat myself up. I'm telling you because I want to know, would you have pushed harder? Would you have asked the question you were terrified to have answered? It was a Saturday in November. Daniel was at a conference. 2 nights, district planning thing. Back Sunday evening. I was looking for his work lanyard to mail it to him. He'd texted saying he forgot it and might need it for badge access. I found the crayon drawing instead. For Daddy, love Emma. I stood in that hallway for a long time, just standing there. Then I opened his laptop. He'd left that at home too. I'd never gone through his things before. I want to be really clear about that. I wasn't a suspicious wife. I was a trusting wife. And there is a huge difference between those two things. That difference is exactly what people like Daniel count on. His email was open. There were hundreds of messages from an address I didn't recognize. A woman's name. And the subject lines. School pickups. Weekend schedules. One that said, "Emma's recital, you promised." I read for 2 hours. I learned her name was Carla. That she and Daniel had briefly dated before me, then reconnected 4 years into our marriage. That Emma had just turned 6. That Carla believed Daniel was still married to me only on paper, for financial reasons, and that he was going to leave as soon as he could. She was being lied to too, by the same man, with the same calm voice, the same patience, the same gift for making a woman feel chosen. I called his phone. He picked up on the second ring. Cheerful. Asked how my evening was going. I asked him to describe where he was staying. He named a hotel. I looked it up. It was real. I asked for the room number. He gave me one. I called the hotel directly and asked if they had a reservation under his name. They didn't. He had checked in under a different last name. He had thought of everything. I didn't call him back screaming. I know that's what people expect. I didn't throw things. I didn't text Carla. I sat down at the kitchen table and I made a list. I called my sister. I called a lawyer friend from college. I pulled 8 years of financial records from the home office we shared. By the time Daniel walked through the door Sunday night with flowers, like he always brought from his conferences, I was completely calm. He said, "I missed you." I said, "I know about Emma. I know about Carla. I know about the hotel. I know you've been doing this for 6 years." The flowers dropped, and what I saw on his face in that moment, it wasn't remorse, it wasn't grief, it was calculation. He was already figuring out which version of the truth might still save him. He said it was complicated, that he never meant to hurt me, that Carla had come to him during a hard time in our marriage, a hard time I hadn't even known we were having. And then he said Emma was innocent in all of this, which, yes, of course she was. She was 6 years old, but using a child as a shield is not the apology it sounds like. I told him the locks would be changed by morning, and that his lawyer would be hearing from mine. He cried then, real tears maybe, or really good ones. After 8 years, I honestly can't tell the difference anymore when it comes to him. The divorce took 14 months. He contested almost everything. The house, our savings, even this little antique dresser we'd bought together at an estate sale our first summer as a couple. He's still with Carla. From what I've heard, he told her I was abusive, that he stayed out of obligation. She believed him. I hope for her sake she's paying close attention. As for me, I'm not going to tell you I'm healed, I'm not. But the girl who reached for that muffin at 20 years old, she sat down at a kitchen table with a list. She made the calls, she walked straight into the thing she was most afraid of, and she is still standing. Have you ever ignored a red flag because you just weren't ready to face the truth? Tell me in the comments. And if someone you know needs to hear this story, share it.